Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news, all right, folks. Today we're diving deep into some of the most intriguing and potentially game-changing updates surrounding the Cleveland Browns and their star quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Now, I know a lot of you have been eagerly waiting for any news about Watson's current status, especially after that roller coaster season last year. And trust me, what I've got for you today could be a real game-changer for the Browns' upcoming campaign. But before we get into all of that, let's talk a little about where the team stands right now heading into this season, because it's crucial to understand the context, the atmosphere, and the stakes involved. The Cleveland Browns, as many of you know, have been building quite a story over the past few years. From the ups and downs of their quarterback situation to the strategic moves in the draft and free agency, this team is definitely on a mission. And with Deshaun Watson, they acquired a player who's supposed to be the missing piece, someone capable of elevating the offense to a whole new level. But of course, Watson's health and readiness are always under scrutiny, especially considering his off-season situation and the lingering questions about his game shape and mental preparedness after missing significant time last year. Now, the buzz in the NFL circles, and especially within the Browns fan base, is all about whether Watson is fully ready to lead this team to the promised land, or if he might still be dealing with some lingering issues that could hamper his performance. Let's take a moment to reflect on Watson's journey. He's a player who, before coming to Cleveland, was one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the league with the Houston Texans. His ability to extend plays, make throws under pressure, and lead a team with his dual-threat capability turned him into a franchise cornerstone. But then, of course, the off-field issues and the lengthy legal saga cast a shadow over his career, leading to that controversial trade to Cleveland. Since then, fans have been eager to see him regain his form, to see that spark again on the field. And honestly, the Browns invested heavily in him, not just in terms of draft picks, but also financially, with a huge contract that puts a lot of pressure on him to perform. Now, here's where things get interesting. The latest insider reports, and I mean from some very reliable sources within NFL circles, suggest that Deshaun Watson might be closer to full health than many initially feared. There's talk about his off-season training, his commitment to getting back into peak shape, and even some whispers that he's been working intensively with the Browns' coaching staff, making strides in his mechanics and decision-making. But what's really caught the attention of everyone is a particular update that hints at Watson's mental state and readiness to take on the season. Some insiders are saying that Watson's confidence has been rebuilding steadily, and he's looking sharper in practice. That's huge news for the Browns, especially considering the importance of that quarterback position in today's NFL. But hold on, it's not just about physical readiness. There's a lot of speculation about how Watson's mental preparation is shaping up. After last season's mixed results, some flashes of brilliance but also some struggles, many are questioning whether he's fully comfortable with the offense, with the pressure, and with himself. And let's be honest, the Browns need him to be at his best if they want to compete at the top of the AFC North. The division is stacked, with teams like the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals always lurking as serious threats. The Ravens, with their dual-threat quarterback Lamar Jackson, have been a thorn in Cleveland's side for years. The Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, are definitely in the mix, especially with their explosive offense and a solid defense. So for Cleveland to rise above, Watson needs to be not just healthy, but also confident, sharp, and ready to lead. And that brings us to the big question. What exactly is the latest insider hearing about Watson's status? Well, reports suggest that there's a cautious optimism within the Browns organization. They believe that Watson has made significant strides in his recovery and mental readiness. Some sources point out that he's been showing up in meetings and workouts with a renewed focus, and he's been actively working on his chemistry with the receivers, particularly Amari Cooper, who's one of Watson's main targets. The chemistry between Watson and Cooper could be a decisive factor this season, especially in tight games where precision and timing are everything. The Browns are counting heavily on that connection, and the fact that Watson is reportedly more comfortable and more confident in practice is certainly encouraging. Now, there's also the element of pressure. You know how the NFL is. Every single game counts, and expectations are sky high. The Browns fans, in particular, are hungry for success. After years of waiting, they want to see this team finally break through and make a real push in the playoffs, maybe even contend for the Super Bowl. And Watson's performance will be a huge part of that puzzle. If he can replicate some of the flashes we saw during his prime, Cleveland's chances of making a deep postseason run increase exponentially. But if he struggles to find consistency, if the mental and physical issues resurface, then the season could be more challenging than expected. Let's also talk about the surrounding team. The Browns have made some key additions on defense, which has been a challenge for them in recent years. Their defense is loaded with talent and could be a real strength if everything clicks. Still, the offense remains the heart of their hopes, and Watson is the key. The offensive line, with their solid pass protection, will be crucial in giving him the time he needs to make decisions and execute plays. The running game, led by Nick Chubb, is also a vital component, keeping defenses honest and opening up passing opportunities. But everything really hinges on Watson's ability to be that franchise quarterback, the one who can elevate the team when it counts the most. Looking ahead, the Browns are entering this season with a mix of hope and cautious optimism. Everyone's watching Watson's every move, eager to see if he's truly back to his best. The coaching staff, including head coach Kevin Stefanski, has been working tirelessly to optimize his play and ensure he's in the best mental and physical shape. The organization's patience and belief in Watson are clear, but they also know that the clock is ticking. The NFL waits for no one, and the window for Cleveland to capitalize on this talented roster might be closing if they don't get consistent quarterback play. So, what do you, the fans, think about all this? The latest insider info, the optimism, the cautious hope. Does this mean Watson is on track for a breakout season? Will he finally prove that he's the quarterback the Browns envisioned when they traded for him? Or are there still doubts lingering that could trip Cleveland up? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below, tell me what you think about Watson's current status and how you see the Browns' season unfolding. Are we heading for a playoff push, or is it still too early to tell? Remember, the NFL season is a long grind, and so much can change week to week, but the big story right now is Watson's comeback and whether Cleveland can ride that wave to the top. And before I forget, let me remind you, pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. That little gesture helps us bring you even more exclusive updates, insights, and analysis on your favorite team. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your fellow Browns fans. We're in this together, and your support keeps this community alive and thriving. Now, wrapping this up, I want to emphasize how pivotal this season could be for the Cleveland Browns. It's not just about winning games. It's about establishing a new identity, proving that they are serious contenders in the AFC, and finally giving their fanbase the success they've been waiting for. Watson's health and mental state are at the core of that quest. If he's truly back, if he's playing at or near his peak, the Browns could be looking at a very special season. But if any doubts linger or if he struggles to find consistency, the road ahead might be more treacherous than many imagine. The AFC is competitive, and teams like the Ravens and Bengals are always lurking, ready to pounce on any weakness. So for Cleveland, every game, every drive, every snap counts even more. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Whether it's about Watson's recovery, upcoming matchups, or new roster moves, you'll find it all right here. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep the passion alive for our Cleveland Browns.